And then I will start with the cases that I prepared for today. Hi, Gerard. So can I please ask you to send in the chat where the country and also, if you want, the city from where you're from? Thank you so much. Someone of Guatemala. Thank you that you're writing. Barcelona. Nice to see so many people from all around the world. Great. Thank you so much. So, thank you, Sid, for connecting at 10 p.m. I will wait 1 minute more and start. Great. I think we can start. Hi, Flavio from Italy. I'm also Italian, as my accent says. So I'm sharing my screen. I guess you can see it. So here we have Crimewall. Crimewall is our standalone solution to make OSINT investigation online. And so now let's start to dive a bit around our platform. So what do we have in this graph? Here I have an Instagram post. Inside of this post, there is some text. And this post, but the text, as you can see, is pretty long. It is about one woman, Shalini Perizami, which was accused of cyberbullying, as it's written here. Since this text is quite long, I have asked ChatGPT to make me a short summary of it so that we can read it together. So this text is about the case of Shalini Perizami, known also as Alpha Queen, who was fined 100 RM for using vulgar language on TikTok with the intent to incite anger and disturb peace. Her actions were linked to a police report by the social media influencer Rayesvari Apau, who died by suicide after being arrested online. This incident highlights the serious consequences of cyberbullying. So this person made a very bad act of cyberbullying with several consequences. And in this first case, I would like to try to understand more about this person, to gather her digital footprint, to try to understand how much as possible about her. So the thing that I have done, so I took the two main information that I had from this post, that are a picture of her face and her full name. We have in Social Links in Crimewall this very nice element where I can combine the name of a person with a picture of her face. And thanks to this element here, I can try to look for her in the different social media platforms to gather her social media profiles where I can understand things about her life. To do so, I go to my methods, so the actions that I perform to gather what I need. And I can start looking for her in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, MySpace, Twitter, VK, and YouTube. If I wanted, I could have also run the script, which is a combination of method, named get profile in other network by face and name or alias. Basically, what am I doing now? It's not just that I am looking for a person named Shalini Perizami, but I'm going in each of those platforms, typing in the name, and then with the AI, I'm automatically making filtering in and out people with the same face features. I'm not referring to the same image because, as you can see, like the faces are the pictures are very different. Like this one, this is different. This is also different. Here we have the same picture from Facebook and Instagram, but anyway, it's different from our starting picture. because yeah, our AI is very powerful and so is able to really work with the features of the face. And basically, we are just finding profiles of people that have both the same name and the same face. And this number that is possible to see here is the percentage of probability that the faces are the same. So since I can still see a little clock here, it means that we are still looking for some profiles. But meanwhile, I can start, analyzing the profiles that I have. So when I have a Facebook profile, the first thing that I do it always with every profile, is to run get details, because get details like gives you the information that the person stated in her personal section of the profile, like personal information. And so basically, it's like date of birth, location, school, work. Of course, we don't have, people can decide not to put everything, but very often we can find useful information in this section. So I launched get details. I also can launch search by Facebook profile, Social Links ISA. So Social Links ISA is our search identity for leaks and data breaches, which can give us information if the Facebook profile ever got leaked. And here we can see that there is a leak. We will look in it later. Also, other things that I can do, I can get check-ins. So check-ins are the places where a person registered. So physically, like saying I was here on this day, we can also get them. We can get groups. So groups are interesting because they tell us the interests of a person. They can be related to trips, things that the person likes to do in their everyday life, and so on. We can get locations. So every person in Facebook can state their location they come from and to. In this case, she has it private. And also we can have post tagged in, which would be interesting because they can give us people that are so close to this person that they share a picture together. And also another method that I like a lot is marketplaces get all items, because usually can give us many useful informations, especially related to the location from where the person publishes and wants to sell their stuff. So we have a lot of things. We are still gathering something. So let's have a look on what we have. So we can see that in her Facebook personal information section, she put also her LinkedIn profile. So let's run get details from LinkedIn to gather her work and study experience. We have Facebook groups. So we say that Facebook groups, we can find interesting things. And so let's go to have a check in her groups. So we can see, for example, here we have job in Malaysia. One thing like this can give us the information that this person looked for a job in Malaysia. So we can know that she has worked in Malaysia. Also, we have it in Singapore. Also, we have some spiritual things that can let us think that she is a spiritual person. And the national physiotherapy exam. So, we can understand some things from those groups. Let's go back in the graph. Here I have the check-ins that I told you previously. And again, we can go to see them in the table. So we can see the places where she registered and the date of visit. But every time that we work with the places, we can open the map. So this is like a word map. And here, maybe we have to wait a second yet. Here they are. We can see all the places where she stated that she has visited. So, for example, let's make it bigger. We can see a big amount of locations visited in Kuala Lumpur, for example. Every question can be dropped in the chat. I would be happy to answer. Okay, so we see location Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. She visited 2022. And we can click on them and verify the information that we have inside. Okay. Then also here we have one Twitter profile. So we can ask to the machine to identify this entity so that we can apply the methods over it. And here we have her education. Here we have the leak. Here we have a TikTok profile and YouTube profile. So let's also identify TikTok. Then here we have 10 Facebook posts. We will go to look at them. So yeah, mainly they are updating of profile pictures, but there are also check-ins, registration with text. So, for example, this text is in a language that I personally don't understand, but I would like to understand. So in this case, I would ask again ChatGPT to help me. So I made the post that I would like to have translated on red, so I can immediately find it. And here I asked ChatGPT to give me a summary, so to tell me in English what there is inside of this post. And here it is. And here I can read it. So this text is about a humorous situation where someone is peacefully scolding their husband for not understanding the difference in something, using a mix of Tamil and English. The hashtag suggests it relates to social media personalities and communities, including references to Malaysian culture. Great. So this is one of my favorite things, because when we do analysis, often we do them on languages that we don't understand. So ChatGPT Get Summary is a very helpful trick that helps us to immediately translate every content from every language. Okay, so this is mainly the information available in Facebook. What else we can see here? We have one link, and from this link we have one Foursquare ID, the Facebook ID from where we took it from. We have a Twitter ID, and also here we have one hashtag alias and one full name of person that is different from the one that we had previously. So me, I very often I like to check not only profiles in leaks, but also personal identifiers. So I will check leaks again about her name and her alias to see if other social media profiles or maybe emails or phone number have been leaked. Yeah, meanwhile, I would like to check on her LinkedIn profile what she does as work. So again, I selected the companies and I can see them. So I can read the company where it looked like she worked. Also, if I would like to see the temporary order of she, yeah, I can open her profile here. And yeah, for example, I can see experience. So I can see also it displayed with the date. Okay, so here, going ahead with the analysis, I found from her name, I have one leak, and from this leak, I'm able to find one email address. So when we have email addresses, we can do a lot of cool things. So the first thing that I love is to get Google reviews. We can see if this person ever left any review to any place in Google. And this is extremely helpful because it can help us understanding where the person is, what the person likes to do, and so on. Also, we have this cool functionality named search emails with the same password. How does it work? So if an email got leaked after a data breach, it's possible that also the password got leaked. So if the first email got leaked, which yes, because we have it here, and also the password got leaked, yeah, we cannot see it, but the system can find more emails with the same password. So if one person uses the same password for different emails and they all got leaked, we can see other passwords. Okay, again, then we can have Google ID. We can check leaks also in the darknet, not only in the clear net. And then we can try to get Flickr profile, Foursquare profile, GitHub profile. And yeah, we can check if the profile exists in PayPal and also in Twitter. Now the graphic is going a bit messy. I will make it better again. Great. So we were working on this email. Yes. And so from the email, I was able to find the Flickr profile with another name, Alpha Queen Shilini, which is like her nickname. And yeah, also I had 6 leaks here. Let's go to see what we have in those leaks. So for example, we have different aliases that we already found in the course of the graph. We have some different names, one IP address, one phone number, and the source. The source is also something that is interesting. We will see it more during the webinar, but in general, since the source is here, we can know, for example, that she had a profile in Gravatar. So potentially we could go to look for her profile in Gravatar. Okay. Yeah, so those were the leaks that we just examined. And here we see that we have 2 more leaks that we found related to her email. And if we go there, we can see one language in English, and again, some aliases and the name. So nothing really juicy here. Okay, let me go to see. We don't have any review as well. But I remember that I have extracted the previous alias. So I would like to find it. Yes, this one here. Yeah, I got another leak, but we already have seen it. Great. So another thing that I would like to do is to try to check also her Instagram profile. So we have Instagram here, and Instagram is that social media where people usually post their more everyday life things. So in the context of Instagram, I like to get stories and stories from highlights. We can see them and display them on the graph, and they can be extremely helpful to make us understand where the person is and especially with whom, because from highlight story, we can also extract the people that participated, location, and all the details that are contained in the story themselves. We will have to wait a second. Meanwhile, yes, meanwhile, here, for example, we have another alias. So let's try to look if there are more content leaked with this alias. So I'm taking it from here, putting it into the graph. Yeah, and from here again, I look for leaks in the clearnet and in the darknet. Meanwhile, that I wait to see if there is any story. And yeah, basically we are getting the same leaks because they are all connected. But I was able to find a new one here. And yeah, so we have a bit of different name also here. So it's interesting. And yeah, so also here we have some highlight story that we can go to see. So we see the author image, author name, code, creation date. So we can see from where those stories are. We can see images here. So the images of all the stories. And the highlight name. So yeah, they all belong to different ones. So this is from one, this is from another one. And also sometimes we have locations, so we can see where the person was and in which date, for example, here, and other useful information. So yeah, this was the first case. It's a background check. And yeah, the main thing is that I wanted to show that is really possible, out of nothing. I have started just with this Instagram post to, extract the information and gather as much information as possible about one person. I would have a look at the questions. So about ChatGPT, they explained the text is a summary, it's not a direct translation. And the copy of this webinar, I think, would be sent to each of you after it. Okay, so this was the first case. I will go ahead with the second one. So here we will speak about extremism. It's a completely different topic, but is related to something that happens online that, in my opinion, is interesting and worth investigating. So in this graph, I insert a keyword. This keyword, for those who don't know, is a word that is used online and is kind of this slang term that alludes to a supposed Second American Civil War, more armed insurrection against the federal movement. Basically, there is this movement which is already looked at by different security agencies, and they support American Civil War, armed insurrection, and so on. And those people that support this, they speak online about this movement using this term more or less, because this term is object of censorship. So when I try to use this term as a keyword and I look for it in Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, it's surprisingly that those posts looks to be all positive or neutral. Yeah, because with ChatGPT we can not just have the summary but also understand the sentiment. So we can say if something online is positive, negative, or neutral. And giving the context of what this word means, the most of them should be negative. So when I saw them, I was a bit like, that's weird. They are all positive. So the other thing that I have done from them was to get with ChatGPT the topics. So here I have the 38 main topics of those 30 posts. And I was so curious to go to look at them because we see festival, rhythm, choreography, video, salsa. So it's not related to armed conflict and insurrection. The only three words related to that I found were extremism, war, and movement. All the others seems to be more related to, parties, travel, entertainment, humor. And so, yeah, I was a bit surprised. Anyway, I found something, so I wanted to go to check it. I have made my interesting posts in red on the table, so that now should be easier to find them. Okay, yes, they are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So my 2 posts are them. Let me color them. So great. So here I have the first one, and there is written just, I don't believe in CNN or New York TV. They are enemies of Trump. 24/7, 365. Then another one, and here it is in Spanish. And I can translate since I speak a bit of Spanish. So they are from extreme right wing and they are getting ready for the second civil war. This is the movement named Bangalore. And yeah, so those are the only things that I was able to find through this word, so I was a bit, it's not possible, it's a huge movement. And so when going around on internet, I was able to understand that this word is severely censorship. I mean, many times people cannot even write anything with it. And so I discovered out that those people use another keyword to speak about this online, not to be censored. So of course I found this keyword and I made the same here, but I didn't make the analysis because I thought it would have been nice to do it together. So they changed a bit the word, so this became like big igloo. And here I was able to gather 10 Facebook posts, 10 tweets, and 10 Instagram posts. So first of all, now I would like to see if they are positive, negative, or neutral. So I will run detect general sentiment by various entities. Why did I pick up general and not object? Because I can also, extract the topics. I will do it later. But detect object sentiment works on the topics. So gives the sentiment based on the topic. But every topic can be positive or neutral, because positive, negative, or neutral, and it depends mainly by the context. So to use object sentiment is useful in the context of wanting to analyze not just the meaning of the phrase, but the meaning of all the different words that compose a phrase. But this is not my context. I need to understand if those people are speaking about this movement. Okay, so they are 30 posts. It may take some seconds more to finish. But yeah, here we are. And yeah, let me ungroup them so that we can see, okay, how many arrows go where. And yeah, we have many positive posts, but also we have a lot of neutral and we have a lot of negative. So now I'm curious and I just want to investigate this topic. So I think that we have more negative ones, but before I would like to gather the topics so that I am sure that the negative ones are really related to the movement that I'm trying to investigate on. So now I asked ChatGPT to get me topics, and I see them popping out here. Maybe, yeah. Okay, so let's start. I will again go in my table. And so I can see that we have censorship, community, investment, civil war, and conflict. So it's much more pertinent, I would say. And yeah, now that I know the main topics, yes, I would like to go to see those things. So they all came from different social media. And I would like to put them in a new document so that we can analyze them better. And I would like to read a couple of them so that we have an idea. So let's go in the table to look at the text. And yeah, so yeah, here we can see that it's really about the movement. And here we can see that but we, we're speaking about little big igloo, but here we have a weapon. Also, in the context of weapon, I can show you another cool functionality. So we have our spatial AI, maybe some of you know already, that allow us to detect guns from images. And very quickly, the system detects that there is a gun here. So yeah, this is another thing that could be possible done. And yeah, so in general, let's go back to the previous graph. So you see, by avoiding the censorship and by being able to really, find the word that is used, we were able to gather different posts and to analyze them. So here I have all the different, for example, Facebook and Twitter posts. Let's again go to read them. So yeah, some of them you see they are not related, but also many others they are. So yeah, usually when it's mixed like this, I choose 2 colors from my palette and I investigate and I use them to bookmark the one that I need and the ones that I don't need. So here we were able to gather a huge amount of posts about this phenomenon. And I have a couple more of examples related to this phenomenon. So here I wanted to really extract a lot of posts with this hashtag because I wanted to try to understand how they developed in the time, So because we have this cool timeline feature here where we really have a time we can go ahead, also before internet. So here we have our timeline. And the first thing that we can see is that this movement is active from 2010 and is still active today. So it's at least 15 years that people speak about this online. Let's, for example, go to see the first post, because from here, we can understand something that they could say in that moment. Of course, from here is not very clear, especially because I'm out of context. Maybe a person that is more in context could understand something. Let's take the second one. And yes, so here someone get tagged. We also have 2 in February. And yeah, I think my colleague is about to drop a poll. So if you would like to answer, would be great to see what are you thinking about the webinar. And yeah, so yeah, we can see how they developed. And yeah, we can see that, for example, there are some moments, for example, the start of 2020, where it was extremely popular. So yeah, and just in January, we had 45 posts. But yeah, if we go more, we can really see that the timeline is super precise. So here we have, 2 different posts at 5, and we can see one at 5 and 10, and one 20 minutes after. So this someone tagged Donald Trump here. And again, we have another one here. So yeah, here are all people speaking about this phenomenon. And also, we can go and check the last one. So we have some of them, 3 of June, in a very close moment. And we can look at them, of course. And yeah, so we see that those people are still speaking about civil war, conflict, investment, and doing this thing. Okay, so this is another way that we have, in my opinion, is important to understand not only what people say about some phenomenon, but also how the phenomenon developed in the time. Because phenomena of this type change are influenced by what happens in the world and how the world interacts with them. So in my opinion, it's also important to have an historical perspective when studying a phenomenon of this type. Okay, then in case that you are answering the poll, thank you so much. I would like to go to see the second analysis that I have done. So now, firstly, we had a keyword and we understand it didn't work. Then we found the right keyword, and thanks to the right keyword, we were able to find the post themselves. After finding the post, we decided to macro gather the post. So we gather almost 500 of them. And now we would like to understand if there is like a network of people, interacting about this online. So here I have another case. This is named the network 4. So here I have my keyword, the not censored one, and here I have tweets. So let's go to see them. We have 100 of tweets. And, from here, the first thing that we can immediately see is that we have this P. Terry, Crazy Ivan, IR, Evangelista. So we have those people. There are some people that publish a lot, So they really publish more than one post. They seem to be very active in this context. So the thing that I have done, of course, is to put them on the graph. So I put the 4, in my opinion, of course, most popular profiles in the context of this movement. And what I would like to do is to understand if there is a network. I mean, if there are people that are connected to this guy, to all these guys. So the thing that I do in this context to get this, I need to, I ask my machine to get me the followers. So I want the machine to get me all the followers of those people because I'm interested in seeing if there is some person that is following them all, because in case that a person is following for people that are really active in something, it means that this person is also, involved. And I think, when we make background checks about people, it's nice to know if they are involved in any movement, in my opinion, because we are making a background check. We need really to gather everything. So in my opinion, it's important that is possible, thanks to internet, to understand this type of extremist movements and people that are really involved with them. Of course, people like them, probably they are hiding also their identity, but, there can be also people that have their identity, like shared identity. So it's an open information that we can use. Okay, we have the followers of those guys. And what we can see is that, for example, he is not so much followed. But yeah, we have, for example, he is super followed. Yeah, we have those guys, those 4 guys, you see, they interact with everything. They follow all the guys. So this means that they are actively following this movement. And this is interesting. And yeah, again, here, I put my 4 guys. And, now I know that those 4 guys are super into this movement. So the thing that I would like to do is, potentially to find other people that are super into this movement. So to do so, the thing that I can do, maybe I would decrease a bit the number of results. To do so, the thing that I do in this case is gather the followers. So people that are followed by them. So before we look for followers, now we look for followers. And, maybe we will have some people that is in common between them all. And that would be different from the guys that we have seen until now, so that we can find, more guys that are actively spreading those extremist information online. Okay, yeah, in this case, maybe also due to the low amount of results, we don't have no one in common, but I hope that mainly the process that I have done explains you how we can trace a movement and then trace all the people involved in this movement. Okay. Yes. Just a little bit more on this case. So all this research, as you have seen, is made on the social media. So the social media that we all use every day, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But this is not the only place where people speak about things. Usually, especially in case of people that want to agree in making, like a civil war, is very implausible that they will be able to speak about this on public posts on Facebook. And yeah, so this is the reason why I also looked into the darknet for my keywords, the first one and the second one. And already from here, it's very easy to understand, like this is the keyword that they use in the social media. So is the one that got not censored, and they have free post. This what does it mean? That they don't use it because they don't need it, because there is no censorship there. Then here I put the original term, and I found I had maximum amount of results, 10. But I found 10 posts. So, like it means that they are really speaking about this without the censorship in the darknet. Okay, now let's go in the table to read what they say. So, yeah. Here, like we can see that, is something they will not speak about in Facebook. 100 deadly skills, the still operative guide to eluding pursuers, evading capture, and surviving any dangerous situation. Also here is usually the Jewish. However, pretending it's only the Jewish is retarded, cop out. Okay, is awful. Like they are very speaking badly about things that would not pass the censorship in any other platform. And yeah, also, yeah, here they are speaking, for example, about drug, and they have they not just speaking but planning, how can we stop this, and then here Eitler 2.0. So we can see that the tone of the conversation is extremely different from the first cases that we saw in the ClearNet and here. Okay, again, here I have extracted all the text that were related to the keyword that on the ClearNet gets censored, and here I have all my text. So I go to read again. And yeah, so this text is about repeated phrase boogaloo. So it was just boogaloo, boogaloo, boogaloo. And here again, we can, read, but they speak a lot about Adolf Hitler, that I guess we all know. And yeah, so yeah, as we can see, the tone of the conversation gets much more serious, gets much more, focused on the action and not just on the discussion. So yeah, this is also interesting, I think, because it really can let us understand how much important is being able to investigate on the darknet to, gather everything that is related to an extreme movement of this type. Okay, I hope you liked this case. I have a last one. I kept it for last. It was my favorite. I hope you will also like it as much as me. So this is a very darknet case. We got into this in the first one, so I wanted to finish the webinar with another darknet case. So here on the graph, I have just one simple alias. This alias belongs to a person that does illegal things in the darknet. So the first thing that I do, I will decrease a bit the maximum of results. The first thing that I do is to go in the darknet and search a user with this alias. And I can find him here. And, I would like to see the products that he sells. Maybe in this case, I need a higher result limit to see more. And I am already finding some products. I will wait to have a little bit products more to go ahead. Yeah, okay, so here I have 59 more. Let me group them all together. Okay, and now go to the table. And yeah, so here we can see again, as you understood, I love the table to, compare same things. Like if I have a category of thing and I look at it in the table, it's perfect because I can see all the descriptions and then all the names that I can scroll, all the prices, title, website, and user alias. So all the informations are here. And this person sells drug. We can try to type the name of the drug here. So we see that, for example, we have 5 times Colombian cocaine. We have other types of drug. In this case, this drug is not sold. We have, for example, also weed a lot. Yeah. Okay, so as we can see, really, we are able to understand which products, where, and everything. So this person does something extremely illegal. And I think that this person should be careful with his, cyber hygiene. Okay, let's go ahead. So now the thing that I can try to do to de-anonymize this guy is to try to get his email by the PGP open key, which is a service that allows you to see the email behind an email behind a user of the darknet. And here we have an email. I hope for him it's empty, So I have the email here, and what I can do with the email, so I can try to, gather everything that I can. So reviews, Google ID, and then Flickr, Foursquare, GitHub, Gravatar. And yeah, so let's try. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I'm not finding so much. I will wait to see if some profile pops out, but it doesn't look like. Okay, now let me try to do this. So I will try to look for emails that contain the same password. So as I explained before, if this got leaked and other email of this person with the same password got leaked, we can have them here. So yeah, here we have several emails. We can assume that they belong to him. Maybe those two, maybe they don't belong to him, but it's a common thing. I always make this example. Yeah, like me, I'm Italian, of course, by my accent. And in Italy, there is a huge football culture. So there are a lot of people that have their favorite football club as a password. So of course, this search by password can lead to false positives, but not always. So in this case, we can be pretty sure that all those emails belong to our guy. So yeah, let's try again to see if this guy has review or something else. So let's try maybe with Gravatar and LinkedIn. And let's try. Those two, I will delete them because I think that they are false positives. And yeah, so as we see, really, yeah, okay, great. We have something finally here. Jason Shen, join date 11 years ago. Great. So I'm super curious. I want to see what this guy does as a job, And yeah, so I run get details to see if there is any working experience available. But no, there isn't. There is just location, name Australia, 1 followers, 1 connection, and nothing anymore. Okay, great. So really, it looks like it's a dead end, because we are trying to find the things, but we are not finding them. And so what should I do? I will try to use the darknet to see if some information about this guy got maybe leaked in the darknet. So I'm taking the first email that I had, then I can do the same process with the other emails, but I would start from the first one, which is the one directly connected with the darknet profile. And I will try to use Social Links ISA leaks and also darknet leaks. So here I have 17 people from Social Links ISA. And 54 leaked informations from the darknet. So let's try to go to have a look again. So here we have many, many aliases. We have Herobrine 51015, Big Guy, Penguin FD Letters, Merlin 2233. So they are all different. They are all different names that this guy used to register. So we have names. We have all different names. Sometimes we have password. Sometimes they are different. Sometimes they are similar. Many times they are similar. But we have really a lot of names. And there is no way, because there is no way to be able to look for those names online because we cannot know which one is it. And yeah, also we have phone numbers. So phone numbers are great. We will try to use them. Yes. And yeah, so now I would like to extract all the phone numbers that I have found, because maybe through the phone numbers I can find a personal identifier of this person. So I have my phone numbers here. Okay, we can see that some of them, they are the same. I will try to merge them. Okay. I would like also to do the same with the people from Social Links ISA. So as we can see also here, it's full of different aliases and full of different cities. So the only thing that we can really do is look if there are phone numbers or email addresses. So again, we have the phone numbers here. So I want to extract them again on the graph. And to merge them. Great. So now I have those phone numbers. I know that those phone numbers have been used by the guy that we are investigating on. I am real. So again, let me try to social links ISA them to see if there is some link connected to any of those profiles. And yeah, so the quickest of you would have noticed that for the first time since when we have opened this graph, we have an image, we have a face on the graph. So we have this guy here and there is his face. That's because, you know, this phone number that came from a leak, that came from the first email that we had, this one. So this email was used to connect this phone number terminating in 40 to this Facebook profile. And so here we have the Facebook profile of the person. We see that the leak is from 5 years ago. So, you know, it can be just, you know, a small error. But yeah, now I'm putting the Facebook profile on the graph here and looking forward to see this guy. And yeah, so here is my guy. I have name, I have face. Let me run some Facebook methods just to try to understand more about this guy. And yeah, but I think this is a pretty explicative case that really can tell us that, you know, things online remain. One of the things that we deal most with is the fact that people, you know, internet remembers. So even if some information was there many years ago, it can be that those information are still there and that people forget. And this is the case, you know, because of course I'm sure that this is completely causal by this person. But anyway, yeah, we have his location from, we have his education. We have 2 Facebook profiles here that belong plausibly to his family members. We have Facebook groups and also more leaked information here that give us his date of birth, gender, name, and so on. So this is our guy. I am real. And this is everything from my side. I really hope that you like the webinar. And now, yes, I would like to know if you have any question. I really hope that you liked it. I will go through your comments. Okay, so let's do first the Q&A. If the individual has secured a Facebook profile so that it is not public, will the tool still be able to find information such as the groups where joined, the place where lived, items that can have sold in marketplace? So, like, in general, no. So if you have a Facebook profile, you set the highest level of privacy it won't be possible to gather on the graph the informations. It can be that some informations are not closed. For example, if you have a friend that has an open profile that tags you in a picture, the picture would be available because it has been published on a public profile. But no. In general, if, for example, a person decides to close their groups, the groups cannot be visible on the graph. Which type of report can we gather for court as an example? So in Crimewall, we support different types of report. We have HTML, PDF, doc report. We can generate an image of the report, and also we can generate a smart report with the AI that is focused on the starting inputs and the things gathered. Hello, I understand that Social Links is a commercial service against payment. Use of social data link is legal. Are you allowed to sell it over your service? Yeah, to use data leaks is legal because leaks have been published, so they are publicly available online. And we are allowed to sell them, yeah, because it's just public information as the other informations that we found. Shall we have a copy or link of this webinar after for extended review where we may have missed or didn't fully understand? Yes, I think it will be sent to you in your email. Is it possible to search by emoji? Not for now. It's a cool thing that we have thought about, but as per now, we don't have this capability. Will we be able to watch it again? Yes. You are welcome. Recovery info. Is it possible to get recovery info such as partial email and or partial phone number from a Facebook account? It's possible to start from an email or a phone number to check if they exist in Facebook and if they are connected with other emails or phone numbers. But we cannot do it from the Facebook account itself. So we don't have like Facebook get info from recovery. We have it for Instagram, but I think we don't have it from Facebook. We have the reverse. Okay, so the answers here I have answered. Let me go in the chat. Okay, so the one about ChatGPT I will replace. So ChatGPT doesn't directly translate, but just makes a summary or extract topics or decide if a text is positive, negative, or neutral. Shall we have a copy? Okay. Cryptocurrencies. We had some good cases, but I just didn't include them today. In general, our is not a cryptocurrency solution, even if there are some things that also we can help in the context of cryptocurrencies investigations. Is there a way to get a demo account to test the software on real-world cases related to my agency need? Yes, of course. I think something to book a demo will probably be available here or maybe in the email that you will receive with the recording of the webinar. Thank you. It's a pleasure to know that you want to try. Okay. Wow, oh, thank you so much. Okay, so which language or how many language does it support to search by keyword? Every language. You can search by keyword in every language. Yeah. Crypto already answered. How you knew that phone number was owned by I'm Real? What about the other phone numbers that appeared in the leaked results? Yeah, so we had the confirmation that the phone number was connected to the email address that was used online. And that phone number was directly directed to the Facebook profile of the person. And this makes it different because all the other phone numbers were just connected to aliases, full names, and so on. And this one specifically was directly connected to a Facebook profile. So it's really a connection between phone number and Facebook profile. So in my opinion, it can be pretty straightforward that if a leak contains a phone number and a Facebook ID, those phone number and this Facebook ID are connected. Okay. Does your society have solution for cybersecurity? We have definitely something, yes, and I have some great colleagues that can speak with you about this, of course. Okay. Using ChatGPT doesn't always guarantee accurate translation of the text on a post. It all depends on context. Yes, I agree. So that's why working on investigation is anyway important to double check all the information that are generated with and also without ChatGPT. Average cost per license. As you see me, I'm everything but not a commercial person, so I'm not the right person to ask about prices, but I have a lot of great colleagues that can help you with this. About GDPR, this can be, I think, different from region to region. Will you develop a transform that helps to scan pictures on social media looking for a specific person? It's a nice idea. Is there a possibility to evaluate the mention in a post with a more detailed evaluation of possible risk and not just positive, negative, or neutral? Can we train the ChatGPT sentiment analysis with our own parameters? Very technical question. I think it could be possible, but it would be better to speak about it with someone of the product team. And can you brief me how to trace a person who committed crime on the darknet? I have showed you. I hope it was clear. And I had problem before with queries. Crimewall only show posts from the last year, but not from previous years. So if you are our current customers, I think this is a question that you can send to the customer support team. Okay, on my side, this is everything. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and I hope that you liked it. I wish you a great day and evening to everyone. See you the next webinar.